So obviously we'll talk about a little bit about Frank, what it was like growing up, and obviously you two being his elder brothers.
Yeah, I suppose I'm the oldest, so maybe I'll get a chance to say something first before Bob steps in. But yeah, Frank, he was just different class as a kid. He was a cocky and
cheeky.
Cheeky, cocky, cheeky. Yeah, he was very confident in stuff he did, and he certainly got his own way a lot of the times because he was the baby for a long time till we got our sister anyway.
Disobedient at school.
Well,
yeah. At junior school, he had this mentality. There was a comic called The Beano, I think it was, Dennis the Menace, and that was Frank's hero. And because he was mischievous, Frank had to be mischievous. And so at school, he was always getting the cane. And he had this thing that he wanted to have the school record for canings. And he did, because donkey's years later, I know this guy, and 20 years ago he told me he was headmaster of that school, and they kept the archives of the disciplinary records. And he looked through it, because it went right back to then, and he says, "Yo, Frank liked to he got the stick a lot, didn't he? What's all that about?" I said, "Oh, it was just his ambition to be the naughtiest kid in school."
That's unbelievable. Yeah. That's brilliant. And then obviously you two, both professional footballers, and so Frank must have looked up to you both, and I'm sure you must have been playing football on the streets together. And could you tell he was always going to make it?
Oh yeah, definitely. But we used to play in the back garden, didn't we? At Shelf there, and Dad used to teach us things, because Dad used to be a professional footballer, and he taught us all everything. But the trouble was, Frank was doing stuff at 9, 10, 11 years of age with a ball that we couldn't do. But I can remember quite clearly at Halifax Town, I'd signed pro at Halifax, I'd scored lots of goals in the West Riding League for Lightcliffe, played for Halifax Town, and coming home from full-time training and maybe going out in the street later on with him. He'd be 13 years of age at that time, and he was showing me tricks with the ball, you know, how to beat players and how to do a trick with the ball. And I was full-time pro, and I didn't like it really, but I had to take it.
Yeah.
So obviously when he signed his first contract at the football club, what happened there?
Can you remember?
Huddersfield Town, the chief scout was an ex-Halifax Town manager, Harry Hooper, and it was Easter holidays from school, and he came to the house and saw my mum and dad and Frank. He said, "Look, we've heard good reports about Frank. Could he come for training for us next week, Easter holidays? We'd like to look at him for a week." And they had a very short discussion. I said, "Yeah, yes, he can." So he went the first day, and Harry Hooper came back with him at tea time. He says, "We've seen enough, we'd like to sign him." In one day, they didn't need him for a week. That was it. And so he signed. He left school when he was 15. You could do then. And that was the start of it. And in those days, Frank was only small.
Yeah.
He nicknamed Titch. And it was when he came here and started full time as an apprentice and then a pro on special diet and that he shot up in 2-3 years. He really shot up, you know. Yeah. I
remember one thing about his first week when he got his first wage, and my mum had to ring me up because it was really silly, because he got paid and he never thought about giving board money to mum and dad. They'd brought us up all this time, they'd no money, and we thought it was great. Bob and I had paid board money every from our first wages, you know, while we were living at home. Frank, no, he went straight out, he got his first wage and he just spent it all on clothes. He bought a load of clothes and went home, and Mum says, "Where's your board money, you know?" "Board? What do you mean? What do you mean?" He hadn't a clue, not a clue. But that was him all over, you know. He made up for it in other ways later on for them, obviously, but you know, that first week was he shouldn't have done that. Naughty, naughty boy. I'm just looking over Boothie's shoulders here, and I'm looking at that green pitch, and I'm just wondering what tricks Frank could have done on a pitch like that, up against the pitches that we used to play on, mud heaps, you know.
Yeah.
August, you got a few games, didn't you, where you were playing at home and the pitches were lovely, but after that, you know, there were mud baths, and he did it all on mud baths as well. On a green surface like that, it would have been absolutely wonderful to watch.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's been a tough year. We've lost Frank, lost his battle with Alzheimer's, and we're organising the Worthington Walk. How important it is for yourselves and the family to be able to celebrate Frank's life and commemorate it as well?
Oh, it's tremendously important because people don't realise just how long he suffered with it. He was actually only 52 when he was diagnosed with mild Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then for 10 years it more or less started to deteriorate. And then when he was 62, it was full-blown Alzheimer's. And that's from then on you started to see a more rapid decline in him. And but I think, you know, he did tremendously well to last that long, 20 years from start to finish, you know. And I think that was down to his positive attitude.
Yeah.
He always had a positive attitude about life.
Strength of character.
Even in bad times, you know, and under pressure and what have you, it's still come out with the positive side as well, you know.
Yeah, it had a strong character in that way, yeah.
So I think
absolutely.
that carried him that length of time, really. Yeah.
And the family, there's what, 25 maybe more?
Well,
there's
going to be more than that, but
nearer to 40.
There's going to be at least that parts of the close family that are going to join in the walk. And I mean, it's as far as I'm concerned, it's two tremendous charities that, you know, we're going to walk for. And even myself at 76, I'm going to do the whole 22 miles. Yeah, I'm going to do the whole 22 miles or 22 and a half miles if Boothie's got it right.
Every chance of that they couldn't have. And you mentioned the two charities. Obviously Alzheimer's, like you mentioned, is very close to your heart, and we want to raise as much money as we can for two important charities.
Yeah, for both of them, because I know, a neighbour of mine was involved with the air ambulance, and what a great job they did for my neighbour, you know. And dementia, of course, seems to be getting worse and worse. We're hearing more and more stories about it. So Alzheimer's and dementia, I think it's a great charity to give you money to. You know, it's not coming to the Worthington family, but a lot of the Worthington family are wanting to do this for your charities.
That's brilliant. So have you got a message just for anybody who's thinking of doing it, thinking they might not be able to do it? You've said it, you're 76, anybody can do this walk. It'll be tough, but anybody thinking of doing it, get them to sign up.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, without doubt, yeah. If I can do it, a lot of young'uns can do it. I can tell you that. But even if they just want to do the 7.5 miles from Halifax town, you know. But I think everybody should get off the bums for this one, and it's raising money for a charity, and it's in honour of our younger brother.
Yeah, we just love as many people as possible to come and join the family in a celebration of Frank's life. That would be fantastic.